Fk8 Alright, let's position this bad boy. So, this is a Pracworks carbon fiber intake manifold for an Fk8. As you can tell, I have not opened it. This came in this morning. It is now 10 o'clock at night. So, as you guys know, a lot of times I just keep going till I get everything done that I can for the day. And I had a lot of running around to do, so I had to come back to the shop and do some extra work. But I figured, why not? Let's unpack this bad boy. Now, obviously, I'm just going to take out the packing slip here. There is some information here. The other thing that they did have on here, and I did ask about, and I said, well, what injector does it take? There's an injector number here on the side. They got in tape here. So what I'm going to do is just kind of cut this out. And he told me it was a K20A injector. Try not to mess up the box underneath. So there's the injector part number 273242. So that would be he said K20A. That should be an 8th generation Civic Si. And that should be the right injector. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to measure to confirm. We got a nice box here. Unfortunately, I put a little bit of a mark on the side of it, getting that injector number off there. So Pracworks.com. So you can order directly to them. And I told them that what I would do is that I would test the manifold and see how well it does. And they have the faith enough to believe that it will do well enough, and I will want to sell it. And I have always made the agreement, if I agree with the product's quality and of what it does, I'll sell it on my website, which is why I sell RV6 turbos, which is why I sell an MHI Stage 2 on the website. That is why I sell those products. So, packaging is pretty decent. We have some silicone vacuum line. What we have here looks like, I believe, this is going to be hardware packaging. I know you guys are so excited you want to see the other stuff, but I want to see also, okay, these are injector plugs because this is a port injection version of the manifold. So this gives me the injector size and length now, and again, as I thought, the SI injectors is what they were talking about, the K20A. Alright, wow, this has got a lot more weight to it than I thought it would. Looks like a pretty nice fuel rail. Alright, before we open this, one last thing here. This is another thing for hardware, I'm assuming, for insulation and or vacuumized clamps and bolts. Okay, so these bolts are more than likely to replace the OEMs for the plate. So looks like it's a pretty nice job on the extra packaging. This got some weight to it. I did not expect this thing to have this much weight to it, guys. Usually, weight is usually a good indication of having some type of decent quality of something. I know that not all people believe in that, but usually weight means that they put more into it. Oh, wow. The pictures do not do this justice. She is a beaut. Oh my god, dude. Oh, wow. Oh. Holy cow, this is pretty. Nice transitions in the manifold. I mean, in the plumbing here. There is a nice big opening here for the injector for spray. My goodness, this looks way better than I thought it would. The pictures, again, do not do this justice. So, for perspective's sakes, here is the plenum of the Pracworks, and here is the factory plenum, and I can definitely tell you that the plenum on the Pracworks manifold is definitely bigger. Absolutely 110% bigger. And, yeah, that gives you an idea, ladies and gentlemen. That is definitely bigger. Wow. The light, I gotta get the light on this. The machine work, it looks really nice. I mean, you can see the tooling, but the tooling is not, guys, yeah, it's definitely a beaut. There's the manifold pressure sensor. We got 1, 2, 3 big ports. This small one for your bypass valve. This one's going to be, this one, instead of being over here, this one's going to be for your purge. This one's going to be for your brake booster. And this one is going to be for your catch can. So all the fittings are there. And of course they give you the line for it. Now you may need adapters or T's, and that's fine. But it's better than having to manufacture things from a blank. The other thing I noticed, it looks like this plate, although this plate is designed for the OEM, this is a bigger opening. And I'm kind of willing to bet that they can manufacture another plate that's bigger here. Let me see. I might have an OEM throttle body hanging over here. I believe. Okay, so what I have here is a Belay throttle body. And let me get a micrometer, man. I'm telling you what, this is so pretty. My goodness, man. It is way prettier than I expected it would to be originally. Let me get this stock one out of here. Wow. All I can say is wow. It is just, I'm surprised. I really am. So we got a 65 millimeter opening. And we go back to the Belay throttle body. And yes, the Belay throttle body is bigger than that. So let me go to the OEM. And we got the same size as the OEM actual inlet. So, but like I said, again, I am certain with the bolt holes, if you just put a spacer, oh yeah, you could just take this Belay throttle body, we can machine the edge out if you need to, use the Belay throttle body with that little adapter plate that they give you, and run a Belay throttle body on there, because the Belay throttle body, the plate, you can just put a paper gasket in here instead. So that's definitely an option. I'll talk to them and ask them and see what they say, because man, that's, let me go take a peek inside, man. So definitely a nice big plenum in here. Let's see if we can. It's really difficult to get this angle on camera, guys. I am doing the best I can for you. And yeah, so she's definitely huge in there. Now, the texture isn't perfect, but it is what you expect from carbon fiber as far as, but the plenum is so big, and where there's texture, it's not going to affect flow at all. And I like the transition plate in here. This is, again, much thicker than I expected. This carbon fiber has some serious thickness to it. Man, that almost sounds like aluminum. It's so thick. Let me see. I have some IDX 1050s, but they are for smaller size. And what I really kind of want to see is a nice comparison in this radium plate, because the one thing I didn't like about the radium plate is the injector holes are uber tiny. So when you put the injector in, the injector hole is so tiny, and what it does is it hits the side of the plate when you go to inject the fuel. See if you can see a little tiny hole, and then when you go to put the injector in, the tip doesn't really extend in as enough as it should to spray. Oh, wrong, there we go. And the injector is buried way down deep in this hole. Hold on, what the heck is going on here? Come on, baby. There we go. Buried way down deep in the hole, and it's really difficult. Let me see if I can't. And you can see that hole is tiny. Whereas in the case of the Pracworks, the hole they used, it's still 14 millimeter, But you can see, yeah, see, now this is right. This is going to help. We can see, oh gosh, sorry, you can see the whole injector tip is exposed, and there's a lot of room for the fuel to go by. Now granted, all I need is the extension tips on these. The other thing I notice here is the angle. The angle of the Pracworks injector is way better the way they've got this set here. And the thing that I like about that also is that's going to definitely also help when it comes down to the spray pattern going into the, and for installation to get it away from the wire harness. That's another thing. So I definitely like the Pracworks plate better. I mean, as far as the manufacturing, the carbon fiber and the transitions, this is very good. Now let's see as far as size-wise. So, as far as size-wise goes, it's pretty much the same outlet as the OEM. Now, the thing is, and I'm kind of curious here, how this is going to do with the mid-range and the velocity coming out of here. Now, would I go porting on this? No, in this case, I would not go porting on this. I would rely on the plenum being larger to allow that with the long transition runner to help mid-range power up to, I'd probably say this manifold would pull up to 8K, but put a lot of mid-range, which some of you that do understand things like roll racing and stuff, you want that snappy mid-range response. Not after buku peak power, but having a bigger plenum helps aid in top end and a shorter runner, but a longer runner aids in bottom end and mid-range. So also the plate can be changed, but I don't, like I said, I don't see a need. We're just going to test it as it sits. What I'm going to do is put the precision turbo on the car, retest the car as it sits on 25 pounds of boost, see how it does, what it makes, take it off, put the Pracworks manifold on. I'm going to put it on with the adapters they give you to block off the injectors, and test it again on the exact same amount of boost. So that's what I will do. Oh nice, these are even, I expected these to be plastic, and these seem to be machined aluminum as well. So nice piece here. I'm going to assemble it at a later date, but man, I am definitely, the colors, the machine work, it's a lot nicer in person. It really is. Anyway, hope y'all enjoyed it. Fk8 TD, signing out.